Hey everyone. Okay, so to start off, I want to talk about Cobra's revelation of the Five Elders and Emu, that the Nefertari family are ones who bear the name of D. Now, I can't lie, this is one thing I'm still very much on the fence about because in retrospect, the idea of the clan of D being tied to a rebel royal family does make sense for why the government perceives that anyone who bears the name of D is as an enemy to their power because one of the royal families who founded the government had the name of D in their name. But simultaneously, I keep debating with myself as to whether or not I like the idea of more people with the name of D popping up because while it is one of the things the series has been building upon for quite some time, the amount of people who keep popping up with that name is more so the problem I'm having because for a group of people that the government has tried to wipe from history, there is like even taking Ace, Roger, and now I guess Cobra out of the equation and whatnot. There is still surprisingly a lot of people with the name of D popping up out of the woodwork, even with Cobra's death. Like it's not a huge problem, but it's one of those things that just serves to illustrate a point I've repeated ad nauseum, which is the government are more and more specifically the elders are just completely incompetent assholes. Like seriously, you've dedicated your life to destroying these people, and yet they keep popping up out of nowhere. What the fuck is wrong with you, dumbasses? Like, I'm sorry. Now, I know, I shouldn't get mad at it, but it's just something that really kind of bugs me about the whole D thing nowadays. Now, with that said, an intriguing possibility about Emu's identity was brought to my attention from last week's review, which is that Emu might, in fact, truly be Lily Nefertari, and I'm definitely not opposed to that possibility if that is in fact the case, but if that is in fact true, then that does raise the question of what happened to her, because if what Emu says is true, then it was Lily who scattered the poneglyphs. So, for pretty much why and what purpose, but if Emu is in fact Lily, the same person who did scatter those poneglyphs, then what happened in those interim years that caused her to become Emu and descend down this dark path? Was it just the centuries of being immortal? That's like the $1 million question that still needs an answer because with the revelations in this chapter, if Lily is Emu, she may not even be human anymore because yeah, let's get into the other big reveal in this episode, which is that Emu and the Elders have taken on different forms in this episode. They've revealed their true selves, their true powers, or whatnot. In this episode, likely, and it's very likely due to some very ancient devil fruit powers. Now, because I have read the manga, I know full well now what these forms are, or at least the Elders' forms. But the big question with this reveal now is what exactly is Emu's form? Like, this is a transformation I cannot make heads or tails of. My best guess is something reptilian or amphibian, but even then, I I don't know. But again, knowing what I do know, it is likely based on some kind of ancient Japanese demon or beast. I'll explain later. I'll explain more why these forms are, why I think these forms are tied to ancient Japanese myth in a later episode. But when they officially make their reveal, which I do gotta say, also credit the Toei team for managing to animate those forms while still keeping them in shadow or in covered in darkness goo or whatever, because it would have been so easy to give us the smallest tease of what those forms really looked like. So I'm glad they exercised some restraint with that. And yeah, honestly, what more can I say about the whole first section other than Cobra went out like a fucking boss, like half dead, struggling to stay alive, and ultimately was the one who sacrificed himself to save Sabo. And yeah, obviously him saying he knows the path Alabasta must take now, it's likely the path of opposition they have to take. But the question arises that with Alabasta having so fervently adopted the doctrine of peace for so long, are they even ready for war? Because against the government, especially against the government, like we'll only pretty much know once we get more into Vivi's whole situation and what she decides to ultimately do. Um, and yeah, with that, let's get to the more hilarious part of this episode, which is it's revealed to us how Wapol got mixed up with Vivi and vice versa. And to put it simply, like the clumsy little dumbass that he is, Wapol pretty much stumbled into the role of being Vivi's savior as the little idiot explored too far into the castle, stumbled upon the elders as they killed Cobra, and then booked it the fuck out of Dodge, only saving Vivi by accident when she climbed in his mouth. Like, this absolute this absolute event which turned into an absolute falling of dominoes would have only happened if it was someone like Wapol. Like, the man just stumbled into trouble and accidentally became Vivi's savior. It's just way too fucking perfect for someone like him. For someone like Wapol. Like, seriously. And knowing what we know about what what One Piece is doing with Buggy now, and how much you want to fucking bet that Oda has got the most insane master plan cooking for Wapol's involvement in this final arc as well. Like, I bet my goddamn life on it that Oda has this ability of taking the most annoying characters and turning them into goddamn heroes. So I know for a fact he's gonna do this for Wapol, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I will laugh my fucking ass off when Wapol's involvement comes full circle in this story, and he ends up being, like, right alongside Buggy, he ends up doing something absolutely fucking heroic. Like, that will just be the most best goddamn thing in this whole damn story, when Wapol just does something absolutely out of pocket and just turns into the biggest fucking hero on the planet. Of course, while Vivi is still in CP0's capture, we do get Jabber also recapping events that happened while the whole thing with Cobra was going on, and yeah, as expected, we didn't really learn why Fujitora and Ryukugu had their falling out, but Fujitora's answer is definitely an indicator that, yeah, we at least know that he was kind of always planning to do this from the jump. He was just playing along until the time was right, until the perfect moment happened where he could finally act upon what he wanted to do. So yeah, but yeah, guys. Aside from that, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight signing off. Later, everyone.